So today is another pretty much simple editing day. I leave Monday for Florida for a shoot all next week, and my buddy Brian McCrae wanted one of the videos we shot at his event a couple weeks ago as a speaker reel to help him book some more jobs and stuff like that, and for an upcoming event that he had at the end of January. So we just kind of wanted something put together that can showcase his speaking abilities and stuff. And at his event we got some testimonials, a lot of B-roll of him speaking, and then we captured the long form of his event that can be kind of edited in these modules for a course kind of deal. So today I'm just putting together more or less the speaker reel highlight version of that that he can use to kind of send out to people to show like his speaking and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I do is I get everything synced up, and then I'll go through and I'll mark each individual testimonial with what question was asked. So I kind of know where everything sits. So if I was like, okay, I need something from somebody about, what they thought about Brian as a speaker, I'm able to easily find it in here with these markers. And then what I'll do is I'll open up a second timeline, and out of these I'll pull the best sound bites per person and put it in that timeline. And then I can start going, okay, now that I've got all the best stuff pulled, I've listened through it a few times, what stories are inside of here that I can tell? Get all of my story told first. Then I have this whole timeline with just B-roll here, and this is on Sony Vegas Pro. I'm still using that for, it's just a little bit easier for some of these, B-roll kind of testimonial edits for me because I'm still learning Premiere. I knew inside and out Sony Vegas Pro for the past, 10 years, and they don't change too much from version to version. They just kind of improve some stuff, but it's a pretty basic editor. There's not a lot of motion graphics and text and stuff you can do with it, but as far as like, straight edits, being able to edit fast without having to render every single time you make a change, it's perfect. You can work on the fly. Until the motion graphics and stuff became more popular, it was just fine. Nobody could really tell or care what program it was edited on because the videos more or less came out the same with everything. Anyway, so then I have all this B-roll here. What I'll do with this, usually I'll make a pass and kind of organize it a bit. So I'll have like a bunch of like face shots, a bunch of Brian shots, like POV shots, here's hand shots, here's audience shots, here's laughing, here's serious, here's crying, that kind of thing going through, and just kind of organize all of this. I'll actually let you see the B-roll itself instead of just the timeline now. And like here's some audience shots, here's people talking, more people kind of working together or networking. And what I'll do is once I got the story told and I've got all this B-roll kind of organized, I can start putting together a story. And what I'll do is I'll either try to find a shot that makes sense with what's being talked about in the testimonial, or I'll find a cool shot that I can use just to, make it look a little bit sexier, So some of these glides and stuff look pretty cool. Variety of B-roll and stuff. We got the projector. Whenever you're doing guerrilla filmmaking like this, you kind of have to just get as much stuff as possible, and you're not really sure what you're going to use, and there's not a lot of storyboarding that goes on necessarily, so you just got to shoot the crap out of it and get a lot of variety while you're there. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm working on today to try to knock out before this evening. It's a little bit later in the day, and I've got a little bit more done than what I just talked about in the video. It's already 1 o'clock, and I've got a pretty good amount done. These are kind of some earlier saves from the project itself, just to kind of show the ground level up, and then you'll be able to see kind of what my timeline looks like here in a little bit. And then on top of that, once it's completed, I'll probably share the video in the description or in the link or whatever. So I didn't quite get as far in the video as I wanted to. It's close to being done. The story's told, all the testimonials in there in the right spots and everything. Got the music in there, did a lot of the color stuff. It's literally just some B-roll that I need to slap on there to help kind of tell the story and give context to what some of the people are saying and stuff. So, get that done tomorrow in the afternoon. Be good, shoot over to the client, get their approval on some stuff. Leave them first thing next week, obviously, but I'll have some time, to kind of make some shifts and changes to the video, before Wednesday when it's technically due. So, I've got 5 days until then, so it's not the end of the world. It's just not where I wanted to be, but things pop up. I had a couple of phone calls that took a lot longer this afternoon and into the early evening than I was expecting, and some other stuff. And they were really cool business ventures and opportunities that are coming up. in the new year and stuff like that. So it just is what it is. But this is why, like, now that I'm not just a straight editor anymore, and I've got to control a lot of other aspects of the business and the time and everything, trying to off put some of that editing and stuff to other people, because it's just better for me to spend my time with gaining new business than editing 100% of the projects. So I'm trying to dial that back and everything. That's why today, with a short week, it's already 8:30 in the afternoon, so it's a little bit over a 12-hour day. But with the short week only being 3 days and everything, getting back into it and whatnot, you got to work a little bit extra. Didn't get quite as far as I wanted to, so I can't show you the final timeline, but here's kind of where it's sitting now. So yeah, you can see from here on, I still got to place a bit of B-roll. I've got a lot of selects and stuff done. That's always the biggest thing, is whenever you first start with one of these projects, is going through and marking everything and pulling the best audio and stuff, and then going through and doing a couple passes on B-roll to find the best shots and the best moments and stuff like that, and pulling all that stuff. So on the back end, it's a little bit easier. You kind of know, like, oh, I need an audience shot here, or I love a laughing shot here. You can go through and just find that really fast. But yeah, shoot first thing tomorrow, come back here, knock this out, work on some other stuff, and then wasn't going to do anything on Saturday but hang out at the house, and forgot my buddy Corey's in town, and one of my favorite friends' local bands is playing tomorrow night, so looks like that's on the docket.